Hi, my name is Garrett Christopher, and this is my YouTube channel. This is called Garrett's Sports Take. Now, I have three of these. Three. There's also Garrett's Movie Take and Garrett's Take. The Movie Take, I'll talk about my favorite movies, and I try and convince you why they're so great. And Garrett's Take, just talking about stuff. I've only done one of those so far, and that one I talked about a cat named Zoe and veterinarians and me shouting out from my doorstep there saying, "Get off my lawn." Anyway, this one is definitely biased toward my teams. I love the LA Dodgers, LA Lakers, and the Miami Dolphins, oddly enough. The first one I talked about the Dodgers and Dave Roberts specifically. The second one I talked about the Miami Dolphins and Xavier Howard specifically and contracts. This one I'm going to talk about the LA Lakers because there was a trade that just went on a couple of days ago, and I want to talk about it. I want to see what you think about it. Hopefully, you'll email me and let me know what you think. GaretChristopher.com is my website. You'll find out who I am on there. I'm a self-published author. I've got some books out there and a couple of, I do a weekly podcast available on Soundcloud and Spotify. I've got a couple of audiobooks on Audible. And this YouTube channel kind of situation is a lot of fun. I call these my rants, my sports rant. And I'm hoping that you'll email me, GaretChristopher@gmail.com, and let me know what you think. I want to hear all the disagreements, why I'm wrong, why I'm right, especially why I'm right, but so be it. There we are. I'm no genius, I'm no expert, but I have a lot of fun talking about sports for sure. And I think at some point I'll get kind of people in here with me and have a panel and talk about things. But right now, I wanted to introduce myself. By the way, I'm going to have from now on Aquaman here with me. The first rant, he wasn't with me. I had him covered up behind one of these jerseys. The second one, he was here, and I felt better with him there. I feel like, I don't know, maybe he's like my producer. You know what I'm saying? So Aquaman, please, audience, Aquaman. There you go. All right. So a couple of nights ago, the NBA draft took place, and during that day, there was a trade that came up. Now, before the trade was kind of solidified, I was talking back and forth with a friend. His name is Aaron. Used to work with him. And Aaron and I talk sports quite a bit. And so Aaron, he's usually the first one to give me information. Hey, this is the rumor that's out there. This is happening. This might be happening, blah, 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 that kind of a thing. Loves the Lakers just like I do. And as we're talking, the initial kind of info that I received for him was the Lakers trading with the Kings to get a shooter. And I thought, that's great. That's what they need. They need maybe a young athletic shooter to be out there. LeBron passes it off. When AD's in the post, or down on the block, passing it out. Someone kind of like that triple threat type of thing, right? And then I find out that it's Russell Westbrook. That wasn't my first choice. I don't know Mr. Westbrook. And I know he's a great athlete, an incredibly gifted athlete. I know that he's a triple-double machine. I know that he's a former MVP. I know that he makes the most odd-looking facial expressions. And I know that when he's not playing, or when he's playing against my team, I don't really care for him because of the facial expressions, and I make fun of him. But now he's a Laker, so I gotta love him, right off the bat. But what I don't love is his outside shooting. No, we all know that, and he knows it too, I'm sure, right? But as an athlete of his caliber, I'm sure that he's got to think positive every time he shoots. Although we have seen where he's passed up shots over the last few years, his free throwing has gone down. So how is it going to fit? How is it going to work? Am I jazzed about about this pickup? Not really, but supposedly LeBron, AD, and Mr. Westbrook sat down and talked a couple weeks ago, and I'm sure they've spoken many times because he's from LA, they're in LA, I'm sure they work out together, and they understand each other's game. They get that. They've all been in the league long enough to know what each one can do, and they all know what they can't do, right? The difference here is trying to understand that, hey, I can't do these things, so I'm not going to force these things. And in Russell's case, he forces the shot sometimes when he can get to the basket very easily, or when he's very good at the mid-range floater and stuff like that. So why don't we just do that and pass up the ball, don't shoot that three-point shot. I would love it if Russ never took another three-point shot in his career. I would love that. I would love it if Russ shot within 16, 17 feet and nowhere. So when they show like the diagram of where the shots came from, makes and misses, nothing outside of 17 feet. I would love that because he can get in there. And even at, I think he's 6'3", even at that height, he's able to jump over guys. Again, so athletic, so gifted, so talented. We're going to get the rebounds against the other guards. A very, very good passer. So we'll see. Let me bring that up because I just thought about that while I didn't really script this out. I really wanted to come off the cuff a little bit because I definitely want your comments back on this and what you think. But, okay, here's another one of those get off my lawn scenarios I'm going to present to you. So, yesterday's player, and I'm thinking 80s Lakers, okay? Magic, Kareem, Worthy, after 82, Jamal Wilkes, Norm Nixon even before the trade for Byron Scott. So I'm thinking that team versus today's team, right? Because I think that Phil had them in the early 2000s thinking this way. I think LeBron's goal is to do this, but we don't always do that, right? Now, when they won the championship a year ago, and by the way, congratulations to the Milwaukee Bucks for their NBA championship. You did it. You're great. I wish Chris would have gotten his first ring. That would have been great, or his really only ring, but would have gotten it. And it looked like he was going to get it 2 games up, right? But hey, to me, the MVP of the league and the best team, really, record-wise, over the last few seasons has been Milwaukee, and they came through and they did it. So, Giannis, you proved that you are indeed, because I wasn't so sure, but you proved in this finals that you are an MVP caliber type player. You are. Yes, sir. Okay. So, Magic's, Pat Riley's, Kareem's Lakers. It seemed like those guys knew what they should be doing and what they shouldn't be doing. Michael Jordan and Phil Jackson's Bulls. It seems like those teams knew what they should and shouldn't be doing. And I can go into San Antonio Spurs, Pop, and all those great teams he had. He ran through a couple, 3 different generations. Yes, I know they had a couple of key players there throughout their entire championship run, but guys would come and go. It's like they understood their roles. So I think that's a key. I think that's a strong key into being a championship team, is understanding your roles. You're going to have guys who are more dominant, but even those that aren't dominant are going to be in situations during the game, during a series, where they've got to do something, right? And it should be from their strength. It shouldn't be somebody who's not a great shooter shooting up 7, 8 threes in the game. That shouldn't be. 80s Lakers, Michael Thompson wasn't shooting 3-pointers. Michael Thompson, as far as I know, is not a very good 3-point shooter. Not now and not then. You know what I'm saying? Michael Cooper was. He was pretty good. Byron Scott was. He was pretty good. Magic didn't shoot a lot of 3-pointers. His most famous 3-pointer was actually what? In the All-Star game. After the HIV stuff. To me, that was his most famous 3-pointer. Not in a game somewhere. Because he knew he wasn't very good at it. Kareem, same thing. Very, very seldom. As a joke, he'd shoot one up. So, hopefully, in this case, look at the time here. Oh, you know what? We're out of time. Got to go to a part 2. Hey, thanks so much. GaretChristopher.com. I'll see you in just a minute. Thanks. GoPro, stop recording. GoPro, stop recording. GoPro, stop recording. GoPro, stop recording. GoPro, stop recording.